there's one light setup that I don't like, that I absolutely don't like, and I cannot fathom, and that is the classic softbox Rembrandt lighting. And I know, like, it works, it's awesome, I use it all the time too, like, don't get me wrong, like, it's beautiful, there's a reason why it's everywhere, but the thing is, it is also everywhere. And I just don't want to do the, cab light with the big softbox and then boom, you get the Rembrandt. That I just want to push my own limits a little bit, and I want to make the promise to myself that I will not use that kind of a thing for YouTube setups. And I just want to push the creativity again, not because it doesn't work, not because it's not beautiful. It works and it's beautiful. I just want to create something new. And that leads me to this week's video, because we're doing lighting lighting faces. We're doing lighting faces. God damn it. Last week was lighting spaces. This week's going to be lighting faces, because there are a lot of situations that you will need to light the face. Again, interviews, podcasts, fashion commercials, beauty commercials, maybe you're lighting a product. There's a lot of situations that you have to do that. I have the same lights from last week, which is the CX100, the ZHIYUN CX100, which is just the lighting me right now, and it's a book light. It's not a softbox, classic lighting. It's a book light. I find pretty cool. And I have the Fiveray M20C, the little one, and I have a light stand and I have a diffuser. So that's gonna be the checklist, the material checklist today. There's still one thing that is really important to the whole thing, and this is the same as last week, and that is context. What is our context? What are we trying to create? What are we shooting? Are we shooting a fashion commercial? Are we shooting beauty? Are we shooting an interview? Are we shooting just a talking head thing? Like, what is it? Like, what's the context? And that will decide the lighting setup, the look, everything. With that being said, this week, for this video, I have no context. This is just the experimentation of looks. We have 3 base looks, which I already shot, and all those 3 looks have a lot of variations, and I show you all that and blah blah. And yeah, all right, let's get to that. All right, so I'm starting with the room tone right now. So this is just the room tone. I am at ISO 800 and white balance 5600. Iris at 2.8, and it is the Tamron 17 to 70, like always. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by opening just the CX100 up, and with the lantern and no diffusion. This is just with the lantern, and the CX100 is this is 90 degrees from me. It is probably like 75 degrees from me, and a little bit more up, coming in from that. So it's creating this. I'm not looking for the Rembrandt in here because I don't really wanna this time. But okay, so this is a classic one, and that is just at 20% right now. I'm gonna put a diffusion in front of it because it has just a lantern right now, and I'm gonna put a diffusion in front of it, and then gonna boost it up to 100%, and then we're gonna take a look at how it looks. This is just with the diffusion and at 20%, and I can see that I am underexposed. Now I'm at 100% on that CX100. And the problem with this scene, it's kind of like something that I cannot change, unfortunately. The background is too bright for me because I wanted to have the background a little, not too white. But it's fine. We can totally work with this. Oh yeah, actually that gives me another idea. Okay, this is pretty cool. No, okay, this is pretty cool. I like this one. You know what? Let's try CX100 at 100% with the lantern on, and with the lamp on, bulb on, without the diffusion. Okay, so this is just that CX100 with that bulb thing on and without diffusion. So this is the diffusion, by the way. Oh, look at that. I'm not gonna try to do that. I don't think this looks bad. Shadows are hard, as you can see. I don't have a problem with hard shadows in general, so I think I like this one. This is not too bad. I'm gonna try to remove the bulb, the lantern thingy, and we're gonna try to take a look at that like that. So by the way, this is the bulb thingy. Okay, so I'm overexposed. Cool. Oh no! I'm gonna have to play with my shutter speed. Just so you know, I'm playing with my shutter speed. Okay, so this is 100% with just the reflector on. So this is cool stuff is happening. I'm getting this hard shadow on my face. By the way, this is the bulb thingy that I've been talking about. It's like plastic. Background is a lot darker, which I think is pretty cool. I don't hate this. Let's do this at like 20%. So I decided to do it at 40%. So this is the same thing at 40%. To be honest with you, this is very hard light, but I actually kind of love it. I like hard light. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the diffuser in front of it. I'm going to hang it in front, and we're going to take a look at, again, 50% and 100% without the lamp on, just with the mini reflector on. I'm back at 180 degrees shutter, and this is just with the reflector at 50%, like 40% light, and the diffusion. And as you can see, background is again a little more lighter, but the shadows on my face are a lot softer. As you can see, I don't hate this look. I like this one too. I'm just gonna put it on to 100% right now. So now we're at 100%, and with the reflector dish on and the diffusion. Now what I want to do is I want to actually remove the reflector dish and just bare light at 20%, or like 50% and 100%, and then diffusion with diffusion 50% and 100%. So we're gonna give that a shot. Okay, so different stuff, cool. So right now we have light without any modifiers at 40 to 50% blasting. Nothing is different. Pretty hard shadows. Now I'm gonna put it to 100%. Light is 100%. Blasting to me, very uncomfortable, I have to add to that. I don't hate the look, although I think the direction is not the one that I want. You know also what I want to try? I think we can try that too. I want to get this like soft here and then hard here. We can try that too, but I'm gonna add diffusion now to the whole thing. Okay, so this is just the light with no attachments and at 100% just with the diffusion. I mean, just going through the diffusion. Softer shadows. I don't hate the look. It's not my favorite, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna drop it down to 50% now. This is just the light with no attachments at 50% power and through the diffusion. I don't hate this one. This looks pretty cool. I don't know, maybe. Okay, now what I want to do is, I think the one that I liked most was with the reflector dish. So I'm just gonna do the reflector dish there through the diffusion, and I'm gonna add a ring light kind of a thing with the Fiveray 20MC. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Okay, let's try that one. Okay, you know what? Let's start with this one and add the edge light, backlight. Okay, so this is with the backlight added. This has the barn door, so I pushed it so that it doesn't. Okay. I don't hate this one, but I don't really like this one. I have to be honest with you. I don't like the fact that it's coming there. I have to maybe adjust the barn doors a little bit. I adjusted the barn door so it doesn't hit the background. I'm just gonna adjust it so it doesn't really hit here. It just stays in this area. Okay, it still hits it a little bit, but I think this is much better than that one. If I middle myself like this, I think this is a really nice interview kind of setup. I mean, it's nothing. It's pretty cool. And the light went out. Yeah. This is just a silver reflector and the light at 60%, because when it's plugged in, it can only do 60%. It cannot do more than 60%. So that's why I'm saying, like, nah. It's just reflecting off of a silver reflector and then onto my face right now. I mean, we got a better one with the other ones. Nah, I mean, I think this is okay, but I think this is just like, okay, I think we can do better. Okay, so this is the CX100 bouncing off of a blanket to me and backlight. Now what I see here is it is way too weak. Okay, so now some cool stuff's gonna happen. I don't really hate this. This is it's a soft one because it's balancing, and the background isn't so lit, and I get this natural backlight just a little bit from the balcony because I don't have drapes there, so I can close it off. So that's giving me a little bit of the edge light there. It is very soft. It's very cool. I'm gonna try to diffuse it, but to be honest with you, if I diffuse it, it's not gonna have the same effect as it has right now. So I'm not gonna move the stand. I'm just gonna do something like this, very janky. So I know this is janky, but I'm gonna have to deal with this. Light is very soft. It is very soft, but it needs to be so much stronger. I think this is one of the favorites that we have created right now, but it needs to be so much stronger so that it has that, you know, that glow in here, and then the background isn't so. I want to try one thing with the lights, and okay, I'm gonna add that background glow right now with the Fiveray M20C. So I'm just gonna place it exactly because I want to get that right. I'm gonna take it. Okay, so I think I like this one better, so I'm just gonna. So this is off. This is 50%. This is 100%, and I'm clipping 100. So I'm just gonna leave it at 32, 50%. Okay. So one thing that I like this look. One thing that I'm not liking is the fact that background is brighter than I am, and then the bright side of my face is. Can't really do anything about that. Maybe if I see. Oh yeah, by the way, look at this. Looks like this. Cool. The thing is, I don't want to get this like get this wrap. I want it to be very directional, from like directly like 90 degrees. So this is not too bad, but again, background is too bright, and this one's not. So I'm just gonna. So I went down to 25% on the backlight, and this is the same in here, but again, not the best solution. I don't hate it though. I don't know. I don't hate it. I like this one, but I think for this one I would need a stronger light and a bit more background distance, so that this light would not actually light the background, it would just light me. What happens if I turn it like this? Yeah, it is okay, way too hot right now. So just like that. Well, I think that this needs to be diffused. This right now is directly coming to me at like 10%. And if this was diffused, it would be like this. Not too bad, not too bad. I think this is also a very cool one. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk like this because I like this one. So I have one more idea, and that is a hard light situation. That is like a light blasting, like kind of like there directly to me. I don't think that would be kind of like a talking head setup. I think that would be, again, more like a fashion beauty kind of a look. But the thing about it is, I want to try a super hard look. So I want to try that. That means I'm gonna need to load that light. So that's gonna take a little bit of time, I guess. Okay, my idea is I want it to be kind of a directional light, like not super hard, like not, if the light's coming from here, I don't want the shadow to be here, but kind of like maybe here, so not like super, or like 45 degrees, maybe not, maybe like 10 to 15 degrees or something. And important thing, I don't want any of my shadow hitting the background. So that's the way that's going to happen. So I set up the light, I would say like 15 degrees from the camera, and like, looking at there, it's about 2 meters high. It's gonna come directly at me at 5600 Kelvin again. To be honest with you, I can't even look up right now because it's so bright. I don't actually hate this one. I have to put my hand up like this because I can't really look at it, and it's very uncomfortable to look at, but kind of like a fashion shoot or something like that, it could work. The one thing that I don't like is this one, the shadow. It is there, and I don't really like that. What I can do about that is I can get the light a little higher. I would go maybe like for 3 meters. I might just make it like 5 degrees there, just a little bit. Like I said, it's blasting to me. It's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Now some different stuff happening. I don't see any more of my shadow, which is pretty cool. I like this one. This gives out, you know, that airy, sunny, kind of like fashion, or like fashion products, or like makeup products, kind of like shoot vibe. I really enjoy this. A couple of notes on this. Shadows are a bit too long, I think. I could just move it like there. Okay, couple of notes on this look now. I like the exposure level. Background's too light, but there's at least no shadow, so I don't have a problem with that. Okay, so I'm just gonna move the light there. What I want to do though, what I want to try is, I want to keep it there, and I want to do it without any modifiers. So this is just with the reflector on, and I want to try it without any modifiers, and then in here, and then in the other one. I went down on exposure level, right? But the shadows are a bit more filled and a bit less directional. And yeah, I don't hate this one. This is again like 20 degrees. And the light went out. This was a really great experiment, especially now after I've, you know, reviewed the footage, graded everything, and, you know, take a look at everything. First of all, this was a lot of fun, but doing it alone, it's kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that the light doesn't have a Bluetooth control, the other one has, but the CX100 doesn't have the Bluetooth control, or like I can't say to anyone, hey, yo, just go there and, you know, make it higher or make it like angled and blah blah. I have to do it all on my own, and then there's no model, so I have to be the model too, so I have to, you know, check it and then do it and then come back and check it and blah blah. So it's kind of tedious, but I guess if you want to be great, then you have to go through all that. With that being said, you can always do it in 3D first, like pre-light, and then, which I've done also, which we're gonna talk about that in the next 2 weeks. We're gonna do the lighting spaces in 3D in Blender, which is a free thing, you know. I'm just gonna show you, and lighting faces in satellite 3D. These are not new stuff, but, you know, I'm just gonna talk about them anyway, and those are gonna be next week's stuff. Yeah, all right. The lights, again, my opinions about the lights have not changed. The Fiveray M20C, real nice. CX100, again, kind of overpriced for what it is, but again, ZHIYUN has said they have Black Week sales and going on, stuff like that. I don't know what the pricing is gonna be, but like if that CX100 is under 140 euros, I would recommend that. If not, then I would not recommend that. But the M20C is a really good buy, so if my recommendation matters to you, I do recommend that one. All right, with that out of the way, I'm done. Bye.